So again, welcome to the first FTO meeting. I just have a couple few notes. I don't want to take too much time, but I just wanted to make sure I cover some topics to start as we started the year. First of all, thank you so much for a great start of the year to obviously a very different type of school year. Um, I appreciate all of your help and getting the kids here or getting the kids online and interacting. Just wanted to kind of remind everybody that tomorrow night we do have a Title I information meeting. We will be talking about our Title I program across the school district, and we will also be taking some input on our family engagement. So if you have some time tomorrow night, I emailed out a Zoom link. You can join us for that. And in October, we've got a meeting coming up where we're going to present an internet safety course for parents. It's a presentation done by our librarian, Miss Bender, and her colleagues, but it's going to focus on social media and internet safety. So I wanted you to be aware of that. We did send out a reminder already, and I'll be sharing that Zoom link later in October. Um, Miss Bender also put out a survey today looking for topics that you would want her to cover. So please fill out that survey. That is in your email today, um, so she can start crafting that presentation as well. And then I also didn't mention that we also have next week, and that'll actually be later. I'll talk about that. We are going to have a parent orientation slash workshop on the iPad and Google Classroom. So any of you that might be struggling with those things, this would be a great resource for you. We're going to have principals and some presenters that are going to take you through just an overview of everything and help you out with the kind of problems that you might be having. And again, this is the Title I tomorrow. Reminding everybody, as I do every day on morning announcements, make sure your iPad is charged with you and every day. So if you're online, make sure that iPad's ready to go. And if you're coming into school, charge it up before you come to school. We're using those daily. Kids have been doing a great job wearing the masks. I thank them for all their effort. It's so great to see that the kids are really just kind of doing a great job. Just some general reminders, information that you need generally will be coming from our website, gatewayk12.org. That includes lunch menus, our staff information, contact. Please also make sure you notate where our technology help desk is. The help desk, if you're really in having a problem with a device, contact our help desk, and that's right on our website. Many of you have taken advantage of meeting me in my Zoom room. I provided that at the orientation. Please, if you're having issues, you can meet with me at any time, or just give me a call. I'm always available. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Don't forget sharing this information. Our breakfast and lunch program is available free of charge through December 31st. And those of you who are at home, or you may know somebody in the community, children can grab a lunch every day from 11 to 1, coming in right out into our parking lot to receive a meal. So encourage not only your children, but children in the community to take advantage of that. And of course, our lunch menus are posted all the time. So your kids are always asking what's for lunch. Those menus are online. And here's my contact information if anybody needs it. But I appreciate everything that you're doing for your kids. Please reach out to me if you need anything. Also, tonight, I wanted to try a new feature that I've never used on Zoom, if you don't mind. So I'm going to put up a poll question. Um, because I've never done it, so I want to try it. So just a quick question to answer. I'm going to launch this right now. If you could just select how you prefer to receive communication from us. So I'm just going to try this out to see if this works. So thanks everyone for being here, and I look forward to working with you throughout the school year.
I feel like I'm on Zoom all day, every day, and there's still times that I don't unmute myself and I just start talking to people. I'd like to share my screen with you just to kind of keep us on track of what we need to talk about. At the end of the meeting, before we do the raffle, we've kind of got a little bit of a brainstorm session planned. We just want to get your input and your thoughts on some things. This year looks so different, and I'm sorry, we are all kind of bumbling our way through it the best that we can. And things are coming up that we're trying to figure out how to work around because of the COVID protocols and safety measures that are in place. So I want to share with you just the agenda. And we really didn't have any old business that we felt like needed to be addressed. We have a special visitor today. Our librarian, who is wonderful, Mrs. Bender, is here. And she wants to talk to you about an initiative that she's been part of that is a wonderful resource for our parents.
I almost started talking with mute on too. So we started, a few other teachers with me started a group called Gateway Teachers Care. It stands for Community Action, Relationships, and Equity. And basically it came from in March when everything shut down. I felt completely disconnected and helpless and alone, and I didn't know what was going on. And then when I talked to anybody else, parents or teachers, we all felt the same way. So we thought it would just be helpful to create an outlet to open up communication between families and the community that we serve and the teachers. So our mission statement, our mission is to improve open communication between district teachers and families to foster unity and to guide positive action. So we're just kind of giving an avenue for everybody to kind of speak up and talk about what they need our schools to do to serve all of us in the best way possible. So our next meeting is October 7th. I obviously have contact with teachers a lot, but I'm always open for any input from the family side that if you would like to, bring up and talk to us about, just let me know. You can always send me an email or contact me through Google Classroom if you would prefer not to speak up now. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that we're doing that, and we have another meeting on October 7th. And then one note about the digital citizenship meeting on October 15th. If you think, oh my goodness, no more surveys, you can email me too if there's anything, but I don't have kids, and I haven't been around the students that much since we've gotten back to school. So I really learn about what I need to talk to people about with the internet by talking to parents. So I talked to Steph today and learned all kinds of new wonderful things that the children are getting into. So if there's an app that you're not sure of, or if there's just, you want to know more about security settings or any type of thing when you're thinking about digital citizenship and internet safety and how your kids are interacting, you can shoot me an email so that I can do some studies and get that prepared for the meeting on the 15th. That's all. Thank you very much for your time.
Did you, we had talked about addressing gate or hybrid parents, or do you think you'll wait till another meeting to do that? Or did you want to ask them anything tonight?
How do you feel? How's everything going? Be gentle.
I'll talk. I think you all are doing a wonderful job. I talked a little bit last night with Ms. Forga up at the school, and I can't praise Evergreen enough, especially not to bash them at all. I'm watching 3 of my nieces and nephews do their version at Plum, and I can't say that I think things are going as well for them as they are for us. So I commend the teachers for all the thought and effort that has been put into the GATE program, because I think for what it's worth that things are going extremely well.
Any news, any word on cohorts, the hybrid? How are you guys feeling?
Both of my boys are doing hybrid, and God, their higher power shined down on me this year and gave me Mrs. Luffy, who is so understanding with my mother handling Google Classroom and botching that up. And then Mrs. Bendorf and Mrs. Zavatsky have been really patient, as you know, my mom has had to step up and do the boys' school. So there's a lot of grace that's been given that is so appreciated. Anyone else want to share their thoughts?
I'll pop on and just say that I'm really pleased with how things are going from my kiddos in kindergarten and 3rd grade as well too. I feel like we're working together really well as a team with the teachers that I have this year. Again, I feel super lucky. All the Evergreen teachers are wonderful. And I just feel like we're working together as a team. I can hop on and say, hey, we can't see this screen, or, you know, hey, this is working. And I feel like we're working together with the teachers in order to kind of make the technology work and run more smoothly. And this week in particular, I feel like things are running way more smoothly now that we're starting to get into a groove. So I just wanted to say thank you to all the teachers for all your hard work. I know you guys are putting in a ton of work behind the scenes that we don't see. And I'm really appreciative of your guys' work. So I'm super happy with where we're at right now.
Anyone?
Hi, Mrs. Luffy. I'm the one with the mask on because I, like many of you parents, are multitasking, and I'm currently in my daughter's dance class indoors on my hotspot and supposed to be wearing a mask. So real quickly, I want to thank you as parents for your flexibility. I feel a lot like Miss Forga's mom because I think I'm closer to a grandma than a millennial mama. And actually on my Zoom meet, one of my parents did say that. They said, we got this, we're millennial mamas. So no matter where you fall, mom, grandma, dad, pap, we appreciate your flexibility. We love seeing the kids in person. We love seeing them virtually if that's our best option. And just let us know what we're doing wrong in kind, gentle ways. And we're sure to do the same with you guys on ways that you could help. So we just want to say thanks.
Thank you.
I'll be quiet now.
Anybody else? All right.
I am a
Go ahead, please.
I'm a hybrid mom. My boys are Mondays and Tuesdays, and I think like they came home today just bubbling and so happy and thrilled that they actually get to be in the world and see people, and even if it was from 6 feet distance. I think the hybrid has been good for my boys because it is keeping them responsible. They know that Monday morning they have to show up and they have to have their work done. Even my 2nd grader, he's saying, oh yeah, mom, I know I have to have that work done. So he's doing it. We're struggling a little bit with childcare. If you know somebody, let me know. But they're doing their work, which is good. My 4th grader has figured out that he can turn his Zoom camera off and then go do something else. So his smarts are getting the best of us. We've decided now that Zoom has to happen in the dining room, not in the playroom. So, but we're working on it. I think it's gone really well. I think we all kind of knew what to expect a little bit from last spring. So we're all just kind of readapting a little bit. But I think the teachers have done fantastic. I really do. That's it.
And I'll just jump on and say thank you to everybody for all of the effort that's going into this and making this as normal as possible and to make this as engaging as possible. Our goal at the beginning of the year was to build relationships and to build that trust. Now, our goal is to start building our rigor of learning at the best as we can. So we appreciate all your support and effort as we move into the next phase of really digging deep into the learning. So thank you to everybody. Appreciate it. And number one, uh, above everything, is just grace and understanding, and that's where we're all coming from with the kids. Um, and we appreciate everything that you've shown to us as well. So thank you so much.
Steph, you're on mute.
I need a nap. One of the things that we've heard in years past, the Monday or the meetings have always been on Monday evenings. And quite a few parents have reached out and said that Mondays, haven't always worked for them and they didn't get to feel like they were a part of things because they couldn't attend the meeting. It's a little bit different now because we've got the meetings on Zoom. So you could be like Mrs. Luffy and at a dance studio, or watching it 3 hours later off of the website. But the board has gotten together and we have narrowed it down to 2 days that work with upcoming school events and, what we've heard feedback from parents. And we just need to know if you guys would prefer a Monday meeting or a Tuesday. Mr. Mateo, I did not get a glimpse of the survey that you popped up. Is this something that you could poll really fast on, or?
Give me about 5 minutes. I can push that up. So then that would give everybody a chance to vote. So that's fine.
Perfect. Thank you. As of right now, all meetings will be on Zoom until further notice, and they will be at 6:30 in the evenings. They're moved back 30 minutes from the traditional 6 o'clock. But we will get that poll up to you. One of the things that as a parent, I was so excited that we could do, we were able to take a little bit of money from our mask fundraiser, which I'll go over in a minute. And we were able to give every teacher $100 allotment for them to spend on whatever they wanted to that they needed for their classroom. We've got several teachers on here right now. If they're willing to share what they did with their money. I had one teacher approach me afterwards and she had tears in her eyes. She was grateful for the parent support that we're able to give and for the financial help. Do any of my teachers want to chime in with what they were able to do?
I will. I used my money. There's an app that I use called Seesaw. And so I was able to purchase the classroom version of it so that this way it gave me a little more flexibility with scheduling things and putting multi-page assignments and just the easiness that it is for us for kindergarten. So that's what I used mine for.
Anybody else? I've got kind of a running list if the other teachers are preoccupied. We've had a couple teachers purchase class subscriptions to Spelling City, which I've heard is an amazing program for the upper grades. A lot of fun and interactive games going on, but they're able to tailor it to their instruction and kind of keep it in line with what they're doing in the classroom. Excuse me, I used my money for Seesaw just like Mrs. Galloway and was able to get the Seesaw subscription that gives me a little bit more flexibility in planning my lessons and pushing them out. And I think that that has helped tremendously from bombarding my families with a million assignments because I have to post it immediately. So that is, oh, Mr. Mateo's question popped up. If you would take a second to answer the question, what is preferred Monday or Tuesday? So, we were able to, in addition to the teacher allotment, we know that Mr. Mateo was so amazing last spring with all of his morning announcements, and he was getting really creative and doing some awesome things. And in talking to him, he had mentioned that he was going to try to figure out what he could do this year that would be just as engaging and would give him the flexibility to not always be sitting right at his desk. And I kind of probed him a little bit on if he could have anything technology-wise, what would it be? And he mentioned a Bluetooth microphone, and was like, oh, it's so expensive, blah blah blah. Well, we, the FTO, were able to provide that microphone for him. So we hope that he enjoys it. We hope that he's able to put it to good use. But that was one of the things that we felt very passionate about, was getting some of the money, a little bit of money out to the teachers to help them this year. So that kind of leads me into our next one. We started a mask fundraiser over the summer. And the idea actually came from Mr. Mateo. He sent me a text message with a picture on it from another district. And I reached out to one of our cafeteria ladies, who is a magician with a machine called the Silhouette, and it allows her to use vinyl and personalize everything under the sun. She's done work for the FTO before, and asked her if this was something that she would be interested in doing. And she hopped right on it, and we were able to design 3 masks. One of them is the Gateway G, one of them is the Gateway Gator, and then the other one is the Evergreen Gator, like you'll see in Mr. Mateo's profile picture. And we wanted, obviously it's a fundraiser, and so the goal is to bring in a little bit of money to help support us through the year, but we wanted to make it affordable for all of our families. And we were able to get supplies for such a reasonable cost that we felt like $5 a mask was a fair price for parents. And I know some other booster clubs and things like that, they're selling their masks as well. I haven't seen them for less than $10. And so being aware of our student population here at Evergreen, being aware that COVID has changed so many things for families, especially in terms of finances, we wanted to keep it at $5 flat. And it has worked very well for us. We have sold to date 466 adult masks and 167 children masks for a total of 633 masks. We are sitting at $3,151 right now. So the teacher allotment and Mr. Mateo's gift were completely funded by this new fundraiser. We are still continuing it, trying to figure out if we want to do another big push and keep it going, or do we want to let it lay down? If you guys would take a second, if you're not comfortable saying it on the camera, if you would hop over to the chat and just leave me a note, keep it going, or slow down on it. The supplies right now, we're sitting at a little over $500 in materials. So we've gotten, we're doing really well with it. Monica, who is doing the vinyl work, she will not charge us anything. So as a collective group, when this kind of wraps up, we need to figure out what would be fair compensation for her time. I don't know how she does it, but she has pumped those masks out. She's gotten 100 masks done in one day by staying up well past midnight to do them. But she's doing amazing work, and we are so appreciative of it. If you'll, like I said, drop a note and let us know. If you have any questions about the mask fundraiser, please feel free to chime in, or if you have a comment you want to make about them. Okay. All right. We did a Moe's fundraiser pickup was last night. We teamed up with the 4 buildings, the 4 elementary buildings here in Monroeville, and did a week-long fundraiser where families could order a make your own taco kit from Moe's, and they got to select the school that they wanted it to order from. We had pickup last night, and we were pleased with what we had done. We had really good feedback from the families that came to pick up their taco kit. And we've heard from some families that did not order that wish they had, that we started tossing around an idea of doing it again in the spring. And based on, what the COVID regulations are and what the district is allowing in terms of events, maybe something like an evergreen family picnic where you order your taco kit and then we socially distance. You come up to the school with your blanket and you and your family get to have a picnic kind of distanced from the other families. But like I said, that was just kind of brought up. We're trying to think of ways to keep our families connected, and we want our families to feel connected to the school. I'm sorry.
Hi, I know your password.
All right, go play, please. The Moe's Taco Kit fundraiser, the orders, the totals came in. We sold 28 taco kits, and we made $244.93 from it. So, we could do it again. It was, it's a nice little bonus. It was very easy for families to order. It was easy to operate behind the scenes. That, if we want to look at doing this again, kind of just another spirit night or family style picnic, please let us know your thoughts. Did anyone here? I ordered 2 taco kits. I gave one of them away, and then I still haven't eaten mine. It's in the fridge because I got home so late last night. Did anyone order and try it out?
I want to go home.
Okay.
I ate mine when I got home. It was delicious.
Is it good?
We ordered one. It was awesome.
Awesome.
Off subject, in the comments, it was asked how people order the masks. Can you let them know?
If you will send me an email or a text message, once I'm done sharing the screen, I can't access the chat right now. I will put my email and my phone number for you guys, and we can send out an email blast. If you think there's still interest, we can send it out again and send the flyer out. We had to start on social media. That was really how we got the word out. And then the board members were awesome and, let the flyer circulate to their connections. I reached out to the teachers who were amazing and hopped on it for us. So I'll get you my contact information so that you guys can place an order. Pam, in the chat, has there been any talk about push it or slow it down?
So the couple suggestions were, as long as we have the supplies, might as well keep it going.
Okay. Are you, we need to do another order of supplies. with us being at about $500 in supplies and our masks total being 3,151, we're probably sitting at about a $1,800 profit right now. Are we okay with ordering more supplies to push out more?
Mr. Mateo in the comments says we can also use the white masks that were donated.
Oh, okay. That would be awesome. I know that the board has talked about trying to get some of them donated to some families that maybe even the $5 has been a hindrance. FTO did donate a set of family masks to another family. But maybe trying to get some of that out. We really want to be cognizant of people's situations, and we really want part of our mission this year to be service to others in our communities. And, you know, what can we do to serve the teachers and the staff? What can we do to serve our the families here? So we'll be kind of monitoring that feedback, but we can definitely do a push. I can't move that. Fire Prevention Week is the first week in October. And typically for that week, I had invited a firefighter to come into the kindergarten classrooms, and they would do a little, you know, a presentation. And I know the upper grades had some firefighters come in and do, you know, some stuff in their classrooms, but we are not allowed to have visitors in the building like that. And we obviously cannot get the groups of kids together. So I don't know if you're on Facebook and you are part of the Monroeville Community Cares page. I reached out the other day and asked if anyone could get me in touch with a firefighter. My thought was maybe I could take a tour of the fire station, and then a couple firefighters could give a little clip or a little, you know, safety tip for the kids, and it would be recorded and we would share it that way. I was approached by Corey Ramsey's wife, and she gave me his contact information. Corey Ramsey is the chief at the Garden City fire station. And so I sent him, you know, a text message with my idea, and his response was, call me, I have an idea. And so I called him and he laid out his idea. And I can't even tell you how excited I am at the thought of it. I have reached out to some teachers. I'm still making my rounds, but his idea was to get the other fire stations involved and to get Evergreen teachers involved, those that were able to and would want to, and have the teachers do the skits, but dressed in full fire gear. And that sounds like so fun to me. So we are working to see what we could do to make that the Fire Prevention Week informative for our kids, but engaging. So we will be rolling out a couple little things, but we're gonna do a big push for Red Ribbon Week. And Pam Bostwick has been gracious enough to say that she would kind of take the lead on that. I don't know, Pam, do you wanna talk about it?
Sure. We've at this point really are just throwing around ideas of what's appropriate at the elementary school age for drug prevention topics. Two, I guess, too many things that we don't want to throw on the teachers' plates this early in the year with all the other things that they are juggling at the moment. So it may just be you know, some simple things. The guide on the actual organization's website suggests some things like have like a photo contest where the kids would involve the red ribbon in some way and decorate it, and you can enter into a contest or just hold your own contest and have people vote for the best picture. One of the ideas on there was a door decorating contest, but we think that at this point, we'll let the teachers focus on juggling hybrid and gate and all the other things they're doing, and not, maybe down the road we'll have something that we can decorate the doors for. And then the other suggestion on the organization's website was just giving out little red ribbons and maybe giving a little prize to the students that remember to wear it every day to school for that week. So those were just kind of some of the simple ideas. Obviously, you don't want them to just be ideas. You want to get some of the educational stuff behind what the purpose of the red ribbon is as well, in conjunction. So those are ideas that will form into a plan.
We will
So in the theme days.
Dress up days each day that week. And we will get that on the calendar, and we'll get that out to you very quickly. We're going to try to keep it to things that don't cause you stress, that, take minimal effort. So we're not going to be asking you guys to do, to have to shop for crazy things. It's going to be like the traditional spirit days. So we will get that information out to you as quickly. Pam, do you need a parent volunteer for this end on it?
I mean, if anybody would like to help me out, I'm surely always willing to take a hand. So if someone would like to assist.
You guys can shoot Pam a private message in here if you want, or you can track her down. One of the things I approached Mr. Mateo the other day about, because I know so many of us have been wondering what is going to happen, for the children for Halloween in the community. And I'm sure if you're like me as a parent, you're wondering what it's going to look like in the school. And so I approached him the other day, and I know that he has talked with at least one other principal. I was told from our secretary today that harvest parties will be a go for the cohorts, and it will be done on Tuesday for group A and Friday for group B. Mr. Mateo, is that confirmed or was?
Not confirmed, but we are discussing that as an option.
Okay, that is an option. Am I correct in assuming that if it is something that's able to be done, we will not be able to have parent volunteers and help in the classroom, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we will, if it is something that it's a go, we will reach out to all of the parents, and we will try to get together someone to help the teacher coordinate. Some teachers really like to take the lead and do the plan for it. Some teachers like to have the parents assist. So whatever we can do to support the teachers, two harvest parties is a lot for them. So if that is a go, whatever we can do to help them out, we will most certainly do. The book fair will be coming up. My understanding is that it is completely virtual. I'm going to let Carrie Starks talk to you about it. We don't have any new information from Scholastic, but she can share her thoughts and ideas as she and Jessica Yanks kind of proceed forward, trying to plan it.
Hi, it's all still pretty new. We just heard from the woman in charge of it last week. So, but we're thinking up themes, something we could do since it's going to be virtual. We were thinking maybe there was maybe the possibility of doing something in like the parking lot, like outside. I don't know. Nothing's really been set in stone yet. We still have to have some discussions about what we can do and what it's going to look like. I think it's going to be the month of October, I believe. I'm not quite sure on the dates for certain, but that's really all I know.
I know that if it's virtual, I don't believe it's as successful as if we had it here for the students to shop. So one thing we want to do is figure out what we can do in the building to get the word out, to make it engaging for our students, and then what kind of things we can do to make it engaging for our families. The book fair isn't necessarily a fundraiser for us, but we are able to get points for books, which then we're able to transfer to the teachers. I know last year FTO provided them $50, I think, and $100 to shop at the book fairs. And that gets those books into our classroom, which means they get into our students' hands. So we do want to be able to push it so we can do things like that. Kind of a random side note, Pam and Beth and Susie came up last night and helped me clean out the FTO closet. And I now have 11 boxes of books hiding in my classroom. And our goal is to get those books into the kids' hands. So if you have any ideas on how you would like to see that happen, we would love to hear them. I've talked to our Title I reading teacher, and talked about the idea of some sort of a literacy night. But again, because we cannot have visitors in the building and because we can't have large groups, we would have to figure out how to make it a virtual. But we have a lot of books and we want to get it into the hands that will read them. And then we will, as we go through them, we're going to be able to reach out to our teachers and hopefully help them build an even better library than they already have in their classroom.
One second, Carrie, did we actually pick dates for the book fair? Or is it just still in the plan? All we did was decide it was virtual.
Well, I think Scholastic, we're waiting on Scholastic
Okay.
for that.
I was just gonna write them down just to make sure.
So, as soon as we do, we'll make a post and we'll get the information blasted out to people who aren't on social media, but that is coming down the pipeline. So you can have that in the back of your head. We had a change in the board a couple of weeks ago. One of our students' mothers, Crystal Smith, was our secretary, our FTO secretary. And when it was time to make the decision for school for her two daughters this year, she opted to go ahead and unenroll them from Gateway, and she's now homeschooling them. And she didn't feel like it would be appropriate for her to still serve on the board while she doesn't have children here. So we do have an opening for secretary, and we will be asking for nominations. We're a lot of fun to work with, I promise. So that information, we've got to go through the process where we accept nominations, and then we get those nominations out to the school, and any information that a nominee wants you to know, so that you guys can make the choice and you will vote in the new secretary. So if you would like to nominate yourself, please do so. If you would like to nominate someone else, please do so. And if you want me to nominate you, I can close my eyes and land it on Shauna. I'm kidding.
I don't know.
You know what?
I'll have to think about it.
No, seriously, we would love to have your help. We've worked throughout the summer on trying to make the transition from the previous board to this board as smooth as it could be. And we make a great team. I can't even tell you how wonderful the officers have been. like I said, Susie and Pam and Beth were here with me till 8:30 at night, lugging heavy boxes. So we will be getting, I'm not sure if it's going to be an electronic copy, a Google form, or if the students will be bringing home a paper copy. But you will get the information about nominations and the final dates within the next few days. Does anyone have a preference? How is it best to communicate with you guys? Digital copies, or do you prefer the paper coming home in folders, which obviously would be different with the gate? They would have to be digital. Does anyone have? Okay. We're going to work to see what is going to be the quickest way to get that out to you guys. So we have a couple things coming up that are in the beginning planning stages. One of them that we would like some feedback on is what you would like to see fundraising look like. We don't want to put a heavy burden on our families in terms of finances. So we've already kind of talked about, scaling back on some of the things, but we would love to know what you guys, what kind of fundraisers make you participate versus the ones that you put in the trash can and say another time for. Has there been one that has been done that you're a fan of? Okay.
Things that are cheap, like pepperoni rolls. Like I think the $25 books are ridiculous because they're expensive. People look at you like, what? I'm not paying that. Even though if you do get it, you get your money's worth out of it, but I'm not a fan of those books. Okay. But things that are cheap, like it'd be cool to do like Texas Roadhouse, their rolls and butter. They sell like crazy because they're cheap and they're delicious. You pop them in your freezer.
I still have one more package left. Mr. Mateo was helping one of his daughters out and they were amazing. Pam and Beth are working on contacting some different companies for hoagies. Is that something? Okay. One of the things that has been done in the past is the holiday shop. Again, with COVID, we don't know what that would look like. Is that something I've heard, just in talking with parents, I've heard some different responses like, I think one year I was wearing 4 of those diamond rings on my fingers. I had 4 of them. Is that something that is of interest to your family, having your child shop for other people, or is it something that you could see go away and you would not be sad?
My kids would be sad, but I am not.
That's what I was thinking.
They love it.
But
I don't need another ring either.
I know my fingers were green for a while.
I'm right there with you.
If any of the teachers want to chime in on what that looks like for you in your classroom, is it something that takes away from other activities in terms of time? Is it something that you think is a good idea but needs to be more structured? Or have you guys, I'm curious what you guys have seen in the classroom.
I'll speak up just because I've been in a bunch of the different buildings, and I've been in schools that have had it and some that haven't had it. And I will tell you from the kids' perspective, it was greatly missed at CSE the past 2 years.
Okay.
Now, how they had it working at the middle school, they actually paid for a program to come in, and they actually supplied all of the toys. I'm not sure what Evergreen has done in the past, if you purchased it separately or what you did.
Beth, do you want to speak on that?
Sure. Yeah, we used a company called Penguin Patch last year, and I was really happy with them. They like sent or stock things the next day when we needed it. They gave us a box of free items that we were able to have students who Dr. Taylor identified they could come and shop for free for their parents and family members. They were just a really good company to work with, and we just shipped back everything that we didn't use. And we didn't make a ton of money off of it last year. I mean, it was more definitely for the kids and for them to shop for their families. But they do, so the Penguin Patch does have an online option and an in-school option. So we were kind of throwing the idea around if we should do it online. We didn't feel like that was probably the best thing to do. So if it was something that the teachers, if you guys support it and the school supports it, then I think ideally we would like to get it in the school if possible.
Yeah, personally, as a teacher and noticing the differences in the different buildings and the troubles that many of the families are going through right now with COVID and the money situation. I mean, just seeing the kids smile, they get so excited. And I know that those little tiny rings that make your fingers green are one of the last things that most of us want to put on our fingers, but they are so excited to see you put it on. So my opinion is that I think that it would greatly be missed if you didn't do it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you hit the nail on the head. My son bought me one of the rings, and it was supposed to be for Christmas morning. And when I got home from work that day and said hello to him, he was like smiling, grinning ear to ear. And he was so excited to tell me all about the holiday shop. And then he went over to his backpack and he's like, I can't wait. And to him, it was the most beautiful thing that ever was. And he bought his mom a diamond ring. So
Right.
I agree that the kids do love it. So,
I do think I know, Steph, and all this talk that we've had over families' financial situations, I do believe from what I saw from volunteering last year, it's very family based on whether they decide to send money with their child or not, and I think the teachers kind of did a good job at keeping those kids that didn't have money kind of off to the side and let them wait for a minute. But I think that's, because some people don't want to give their kid the money for the cheap thing they're going to come home with. So I think it is one of those things that parents get the option on whether they can afford it, have the money to spend on it, or, if they don't want to participate, then they have the option not to.
Yeah. Thank you. Does anyone else want to give their opinion or any thoughts on it? I know some schools in the past, and it had been talked about within the FTO, the pros and cons of going with a company versus the FTO going and shopping. Beth, you guys did some outside shopping last year, didn't you?
Yes, we bought a couple things outside.
What was, how did that compare to the Santa shop in terms of how it sold? Do you remember, was that a super popular, or were you left with a bunch of stuff?
And we bought the hair scrunchies, and we bought some sports hats and the ear warmers and ornaments and things like that. So those things definitely were good sellers. We did have a couple items left over, but not many. The benefit to using a company is you don't lose any money. I mean, everything that you have left over, you send back. I think if we did want to go and buy things on our own, we definitely would not be able to do it this year. It's something that we could start and do next year. It's something I think you have to buy things on clearance after holidays, things like that. So we did look into that last year. And it was something I definitely would be interested in it for the future, since they'll be here for a couple of years. But I mean, we couldn't do it this year. So
yeah. Thank you. Right now, my understanding from our officers is that it is tentatively scheduled for December 7th through the 11th, but it's not finalized. So, if you want to share some thoughts with any of the officers off of Zoom, please feel free to reach out and let us know what your opinion is. One one of the things I had spoken to Mr. Mateo about and was wondering if we could do is some sort of a pumpkin patch this year. And without having a solid plan, it's hard, I can't really ask him for approval on something. But I have an idea in my head, but I am not, the creative juices aren't flowing. And so I'm kind of at a standstill. But my idea is for the kids and their families to decorate a pumpkin and to return it to school and have some sort of a pumpkin decorating contest, and then decorating the front garden, with a couple of hay bales and scarecrows, but displaying the students.
Right.
Where
I asked you your math.
If anyone can kind of understand what I'm saying, I know that that's not a lot of information, but there's so many different ways it could be done. Would FTO sell pumpkins and purchase them and then sell them to the students? Would families go buy them themselves? Do you think we would have to provide the supplies for it, or do you think families could make that choice? Like, we were just kind of looking for some feedback so that we can, decide if this is something that's going to be feasible or even enjoyable.
I think that is an awesome idea. And I bet if we went through like 380 auction, those guys are awesome. They could probably give us a really good deal. And I deliver bread there, so I know them all.
Will you send me a message in the chat? You can do it privately with your name and your phone number, and I will be bothering you, harassing you.
Yeah, I'll definitely help you with that.
Thank you.
So Stephanie, this is Robin. My husband's school actually used to do that in lieu of a field trip sometimes. They have like an empty field next to their school. They would bring the hay bales in and they would bring pumpkins, like smaller ones. And the kids would go to the pumpkin patch and pick a pumpkin, like a very small one, and decorate it. And if there's an issue with harvest party, that might be something you could do in lieu of. Like they could go out, pick a small pumpkin and decorate it with Sharpies or whatever. But I know that that's what they used to do in lieu of going to the pumpkin patch for the smaller kids, because some kids never get the opportunity to go. So they actually brought all the smaller pumpkins to the kids.
That's Mrs. Galloway and I talked just the other day, because kindergarten has gone to Shrams for the past couple of years. And we're trying to figure out how we can get Shrams to our students, whether it's the hybrid kids that she and Miss Moyo are with, or if it's the GATE students like me, like my kids. What can we do to still give them the experience? Because you're right, Robin, there's a lot of kids who have never been to a pumpkin patch. So if you guys could get some ideas rolling, I would really appreciate it. And you can reach out to any of us. It's something that we're kind of trying to work through before we can seek approval and then the concrete planning. Now I'm going to make myself look like an even bigger fool. Alicia, is that you? Is that Alicia in the little, okay, no, I'm guessing that's not. I don't have my glasses on, guys, and I'm trying to scroll through these pictures, so I apologize. We will get your next meeting date out to you once we go through the survey and let you know. It's kind of an unusual first year because we are still learning what we can do, and we are still trying to bounce ideas around that would keep our students and their families as part, engaged in what we're doing. We're trying to come up with what we can do to support our teachers, because they're working hours on end after the school day ends. A lot of them have said that they feel like first year teachers again, because there is so much information to learn. And it's their first time trying to roll some of this out the way that they're doing. So we really want to be of service to the teachers. So teachers, is there anything that you need from us right now? Okay.
You've all been so supportive already. Honestly. Parents, you're wonderful and supportive. The $100 was so generous. Thank you.
Thank you. Teachers, you know how to find me, and I can get it to the board. Guys, if there is something you would like to see happen, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We've got a lot of planning to do for the year. I am going to ask if you guys would think about volunteering to help with the yearbook. It is down the road. And so I feel weird asking for people, but Mr. Mateo and I had talked, and it's something that we would still like to provide to our kids. It's going to have to look different because, you know, we have a certain number of students that don't even come into the building, and we don't know that they'll be back in the building. But I spent my prep period today walking around, interrupting the different classes and bothering the staff here, and got quite a few pictures of our Spirit Day today. So if your child attended for cohort A and was able to wear a Gateway or Evergreen t-shirt, thank you. A reminder that tomorrow for Wednesday, it is online for GATE. It's their Spirit Day teachers. I will be asking teachers in passing if they have anyone, and possibly coming through and getting their picture taken. But we're hoping that you will post pictures on Facebook. There will be a thread every morning. And as soon as this meeting's over, I get to upload all the fun ones that we had today. Cohort B, your Spirit Day is on Friday. So I'll send out that reminder as well. All right, if you guys need us, the board will be on.
Oh, Steph, can I give a garden update?
Oh, I am failing at this thing. I think I'm gonna call Colleen and ask her to come back.
You're doing a great job. I'm the quiet one, so I'll only try. So I wanted to give everybody a quick update of what's been going on with the garden. Anybody who's a new family to Evergreen, in the back of the school in the playground area, we have big white raised beds that is our school's learning garden. And this was a grant that we received from Grow Pittsburgh 3 years ago. And it's a 2-year grant program. And at the end of the program, we get to keep the beds and continue to grow food in them. And so we're entering our 4th year of growing with them. And so the purpose of the beds and the purpose of the Grow Pittsburgh program is to sort of to help teach kids where our food comes from. So in non-COVID years, I work with some of the teachers here. Mrs. Wentrobel, who is 2nd grade teacher, she's one of our learning garden teachers. And then I work with pretty much any of the other teachers in the building who would like to do a garden lesson. And the garden provides us lots of opportunities, different learning opportunities, whether it's science and learning about how plants grow and work and what they need, to measuring and math, where they have to learn how to place the seeds and space the seeds out correctly in the beds. Lots of opportunities to learn an appreciation for where your food comes from. And so we take classrooms out, and we garden we have a spring garden, a fall garden, and a summer garden. And our spring and summer gardens, our spring and our fall gardens are the exact same thing. We plant a lot of cool weather crops. So in light of COVID, over the summer, we had the summer garden growing, and we grew a bunch of stuff. And we had an exciting update that everything was going so well. We were growing a bunch of our food. And again, traditionally in non-COVID years, we'd have a classroom that would come in and they would plant. And then after they would come out, I would come out during recess, and the kids would help water and weed the beds. And then when the food was mature, we would grow and we would harvest and cook. So we've made salads and all kinds of veggies that the kids can cut up. And so we have child safe knives that are plastic knives and cutting boards where the kids get to learn and cut up and make and create salads and different foods that they can eat. And it's amazing to see how motivated the kids are to try veggies that they may not have been willing to try before, when they knew that they actually took part in growing this food, and they're watching their classmates eat as well too. So this has been a really great program that we're continuing, and we've been so successful and had such a great success that we were able to expand our learning garden over the summer. And so we have 4 additional new raised garden beds that were just installed. And so that's a new exciting thing that we're looking forward to planting. And this will just allow us to grow more things and to give back to our families. Over the summer, we had little pop-up stores where I was the only one taking care of the garden and was wearing a mask and washing hands and that kind of thing, just to limit who had contact with the garden. And so we offered up any of the things that we grew, like tomatoes and cucumbers and spinach and lettuce, up during our grab and go lunches over the summer. And that was really popular. We never ever had any leftovers, and they were quick to go. So that is our plan as of now for the fall, is that I'll be planting a fall learning garden, but I'll be the one that's maintaining it. And then I will stay tuned if you guys if you join the Evergreen Facebook group. I post in there when I have harvested stuff, and I usually just ask if parents are interested. If they just comment and let me know what they want, I can pass it along to your kiddo and have them sent home if they are in one of the cohorts. And if they are a GATE student, I can have that available for grab and go lunches. Or if none of those times work for you, but you're still interested in having some of the vegetables that we grow, just contact me and I can try to arrange a pickup at the school during a non-time, or I can even drop it off too. So we're excited about the 4 new beds. It just allows us to grow more. We have a new kitchen manager who is really excited about cooking lots of homemade things. So I'm really excited about partnering with her this year and getting all the veggies that we grow into the school lunches as well. Just to give you a quick rundown as far as garden funds go, our balance at the end of the last school year was $1,378.29. Our 4 new learning garden beds came out of the Evergreen Science budget. And then we were also gifted by Grow Pittsburgh gifted us with 4 new benches that will be installed with this new learning garden. So that was an incredibly generous gift that I'm really appreciative of them. They've been a great partner and have been working with us this whole entire time. And as far as expenditures go, so with those 4 new beds, we need soil to fill up those beds. And we purchased 2 pallets worth of potting soil, organic potting soil, and a topsoil compost mix. And so the total for the soil for those 4 beds came out to $956.80. So as of now, as of tonight, the garden balance funds are $421.49. Just to give a little update too, as far as upcoming expenses, I will need to purchase some drip irrigation to go on those new beds, as well as some new hoses. We have 1 hose that's dry rotted, and then we need another hose to hook up connect those 4 beds. So those are a few costs that I can see that are upcoming. The Grow Pittsburgh has also created a teacher garden toolkit for teachers. And so I have an email out to Grow Pittsburgh, to our garden resource contact there, to get an idea about how they're providing and helping support teachers to provide gardening opportunities to students during the COVID times. So when I get some more information about how that toolkit for teachers is being put together and what is all in it, that's also something that I would consider liking to use some of our garden budget for, in order to help give that tool and that opportunity to our teachers. Because again, outside, opportunities outside are a great thing to have during this time. So those some of those expenses are undetermined at this point, but I just wanted to give you kind of an update about what our balance is and what kind of expenditures that we will have up and coming soon. We also are have a great, like I said, a great relationship with Grow Pittsburgh. And so we're actually partnering with them for a study that they're doing with some of their more successful learning gardens. And so we're actually weighing all of our produce and reporting those numbers to Grow Pittsburgh. So our spring garden, we harvested a total of 32 pounds of produce, and that all went back to evergreen families. So that's really exciting to be able to get that into families' hands fresh. And all of our produce is organic. We don't use we just use compost, and that's it. We don't use any kind of pesticides or additional fertilizers. So that is the update with that. And then a quick update too on our pollinator garden. It was located in the front of our school in prior years. And it was the product of a grant and several Girl Scout troops that had added to it, along with students that had helped me in germinating some flowers. And that was relocated over the summer. And so it's actually currently split into 2 different beds. There, we created a really nice garden area with a stepping stone path that is sort of in the little alcove outside of the 4th grade hallway, for those that are familiar. And so that's available to the students during any time when they're outside during recess. And then another smaller pollinator garden was created over by the sheds. And that area is used by Head Start for their playground area. So those kids get the opportunity to experience a pollinator garden as well too. So overall it came out, I'm really pleased with how things worked out, and it just provides more accessibility to students as far as, getting in there and seeing the butterflies and the bees and learning about different flowers and plant care and that kind of stuff. So I'm happy that that worked out really well. And I'm grateful for all the people that came out in the community, and then Mr. Mateo as well, and some other people that came and helped shovel and sling soil with me to get the learning garden back in order and the pollinator garden back in order. So it's been a busy summer for us. So
Well,
that's it.
Susie, I am so grateful as a parent and as a teacher for your hard work out there. And I am so excited about the teacher kits and getting those things out to our students, so that even though they're online all day, they still get the hands-on that is so important. So thank you for your hard work.
Yep. And Grow Pittsburgh, just a plug for Grow Pittsburgh. They are just a fantastic organization. They came and helped and unloaded all the soil off the big pallet trucks. You didn't have to do any of that. And they came out and helped me get that off the truck. And then one of the Grow Pittsburgh people that I have a great relationship with, they offered to donate some planting kits to some of our students. So I'm trying to work out details and see how many that we can secure. I'm not sure if it'll be a whole school-wide thing, but I'm going to try to work with them and see how many that we can get. And there'll be great opportunities. It'll be a little kit with a pot and soil and seeds, so that kids can take home and they can kind of garden at home, since the learning garden is sort of up in the air right now as far as cooking and that kind of stuff in the classroom right now.
Thank you. I wanted to call attention to a discussion in the chat. It's a great question. We were asked about the evergreen t-shirts. And right now there are obviously no field trips coming. So we were trying to decide, do we do the t-shirts and push them? Dr. Taylor has his Gateway and Evergreen gear out right now. I'm sure you've seen it on Skyward. But do we do the t-shirts? Do we hold it and wait till we know field trips are coming because kids grow? Like, do we want them ordering a shirt right now? Anyways, we decided to go with it. And I actually was just in contact with Mrs. Bendorf's husband. Today we got connected. His company is the one who does the t-shirts. The board is looking at options of redesigning the shirt. one of the things that we're gonna have to be cost aware of is with his company, it doesn't matter how intricate the design is. What's gonna increase the cost is the amount of colors. So if we do redesign it, we'll want to keep it simple and plain to keep the cost down. But those are going to be coming out. Another thing that was talked about was the FTO doing a different t-shirt, offering the green ones, but offering a different style t-shirt, possibly made through Monica, that has our logo on it. It wouldn't be this one right here. I don't know if you can see it, and I don't like that view. But something that parents would be, stop laughing at me. Something, hang on, sweetie. Something that parents would want to wear, something that students would want to wear, something that teachers would want to wear. And if that was possible to do that and keep it as low cost that way. But yes, the green t-shirts, you guys will be getting word about that. Kindergarten receives them for free. And if you are not in kindergarten, but you are new to our school, you receive a free t-shirt as well. So that's coming quickly. We just need to work with Mr. Bendorf. So. Any other questions?
Stephanie, can I chime in one more time?
Sure.
Did we want to talk about Square as a possibility?
Looking at the time, 8 o'clock. I was going to give a plug for the next meeting. At the next meeting, we will be presenting the budget for the year and voting on it. So if you can plan on attending, you'll get the breakdown of what we're looking at and what we kind of inherited from the years past. I will say the FTO did a wonderful job in making sure that we were taken care of this year with the balance. You know, I know that we missed out on a lot of opportunities last spring that typically get very expensive. So we appreciate the starting line that they were able to pass down to us. So we will be voting on that next month. So. All right, the board members will be on. You guys, thank you for staying with us for so long. I'm sorry it ran that late. I promise it will not be a regular thing. So thank you for coming. We appreciate it. You guys want to do the raffle? We are spinning. Oh, Sanjini. Sanjini is a kindergartner in my classroom and is the winner of a Target gift card. Mr. Mateo, do you have the staff names in a wheel, or was that? Sanjini, is that you?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations. You won a Target gift card.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you taking me shopping this week? Are you going to take me shopping at my favorite store?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, congratulations, sweetie. I will get with your family and get it to you. Maybe on Wood Friday's toolkit pickup day work?
Yep. Yeah, I'll come on Friday.
Perfect. All right, teachers, thank you so much for coming in here with us for a jeans pass on any day you want. Congratulations, Mrs. Luffy. That will be in your mailbox tomorrow morning for you to enjoy whenever you see fit. Guys, thank you so much. We're here if you need us. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you giving up your time.